everyone, this is episode 1 of my first Let's Play in update 1.21.1. My main plan for this series is to have a base where I can create feelings through the use of texture, scenery, and a small bit of lore. I first started off in a forest biome and quickly got to work gathering the basics such as wood and stone to be able to create a furnace as well as a stone pickaxe. I continued mining for more resources such as coal and iron in order to go out adventuring for a nice location to settle down in. And while doing so, I got into a brawl with a skelly who most definitely had aim assist on and scared me half to death. I figured I was not ready to die just yet, so I closed myself up into a cobblestone box and watched as my iron smelted away. I did realize that I needed some sustenance to recover and that it was still the middle of the day, so I asked some sheep kindly if they would provide me, and they consensually bawed yes. Once daytime had come around, I packed up my items and tools and started wandering in a random direction, hoping to find something good. I found my way into a swamp and started showing off my hardcore parkour skills, because yes, I am just that skilled. I then found a great attempt at a ruined portal and decided to take the one good thing it had going for itself. I continued my quest to find a good location to transform and definitely not gentrify, when out of the corner of my eye while climbing a mountain, I spotted a village. I know a village hates to see new players come along. I started kindly taking their things and looking at property values to see if they needed my help, because I am one of the greatest renovators in history with my unique style. I love to make everything millennial gray, tear down unique features and replace them with squares, and paint the fireplaces white. I truly am a creator of art and class. I then hit up the blacksmith and oh my god, a diamond! We are definitely feeling skibbity toilet right now. I want to apologize. Alright, that is the end of the jokes, I promise. Anyways, I was thinking of settling down here since it has a waterfront and open land to build on, even though it is next to a cold biome, which I'm not the hugest fan on, but it'll have to be if I end up here. But the adventure never stops, because I like to know the surrounding areas, so I hopped into my boat and set sail into the big and scary ocean. I found a shipwreck pretty close by, and it had some decent stuff in it, but that wasn't enough to cure my need, so I kept going. I'm not sure what we'll find, but I'm excited nonetheless. Well, would you look at that? It's another village. And of course, the first thing I do is to see what they've got going on. It's not as big as the first one we've stumbled upon, but this one is next to a cherry biome, giving us new resources to use. The blacksmith loot. I saw something off in the village, so cue the music. This village is pretty close by, although not as nice in terms of terrain compared to the first or second. It had a decent number of villagers, but that's not what I'm looking for. I went around gathering items from the chests and stealing jobs when I decided to head back to the second village. Along the way, I had acquired a saddle and found some horses who I were hoping would be fast. Turns out this one had decent speed, so we took off into the not-so-sunset and carried on our adventure. She took us back to the village, and I ended up going into the opposite direction just to see what was on the other side of the cherry biome's mountain. We were met with weird-looking ice sticks and another village! As my plans were to add depth to my base, I picked up the cauldrons as they would be useful in decorating and keeping a lava source. I found a second saddle and took another look at the ice sticks and cold biome, deciding this wasn't the place for me. I figured it was time to head back to the second village we found, and to do some thinking about where I want to stay. This was most definitely the place for me, so I moved all my stuff from the first village here and was already thinking about what to do next. But before that, back at the fourth village we found, I spotted some new wolf textures. These are the forest wolves, presumed to be based off of the golden jackal, and are now the only wolf variant in these forests. This one didn't like my bones, so I went out looking for some skellies when I happened upon a skelly spawner. I'm super excited for this as it is still early game and I will be able to transform it into a farm to get XP. But first I had to get absolutely bamboozled before I could find what I went out looking for, aka bones. It was nice though that there were some golden apples for me to steal. I go back and all it took was one more bone, so now I have a forever friend. But of course they needed a companion, so I set out to find him a friend. I look around for any other wolves in case there was just one left. I didn't want them to be lonely, and when I didn't see any, I set off. That was before I saw some flowers and wanted to color their colors. Introducing Greator! Definitely named after the horse and not a word with an added R. And we also have Princess, no N, again for no particular reason. I am typically more of a cat person myself, but the new variants have my heart. I took them home and put my loot from the mob spawner away into my storage chest. I wanted to start making this place more usable, so I made more chests and added them above the existing ones. And that is where I'm going to leave you off. I hope you enjoyed this short starting episode. I'm working on episode 2 at the moment, and I'm hoping it will be a little bit longer than this. See ya!